Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are well. Wow, it is my annual Valentine's video. I feel like I've done a couple of Valentine's-esque videos in the past. I think last year I did like a snog marry avoid situation. This year I thought I would tell you about some things that I love, some cast recordings I love. Basically, I'm going to give you the 10 cast recordings that I would hold on to if I had to get rid of everything else. Snappy title, I know. We'll come up with something better in editing. It's like my ride or dies. The ones that I love with all my heart. If I had to only have 10 in my life for the rest of my life, these would be them. So it's still a kind of love romantic. I mean, I'm wearing a heart print cardigan kind of video, but at the same time it introduces you a little bit more to me if you haven't experienced many of my videos in the past. So without further ado, hit the intro, we'll get into it. Let's go. So yeah, we're going to talk my 10 ride or die musicals, the ones that I could not be without. Some of this list you're going to be like, well, obviously. Some of them are even on the wall behind me, and if not in frame, like further up. Some of these will come as not at all a shock if you've ever seen one of my videos before, or a couple of my videos before, or you've just seen any kind of social media that I try and do. Try being the operative word, because I'm terrible at it, but that is okay. So unsurprisingly, first one, and I say number 1, number 2, number 3, but none of them, it's not a pecking order situation. Number 1, Curious Case Benjamin Button. Shock, I know. You only need to see my Spotify musical unwrapped video that I did this start of this year or end of last year, where I basically talked about everything that I've been listening to according to Spotify Wrapped, but I took out the non-musical shows. I would say pretty much the entire album of Curious Case of Benjamin Button made that list, and with good reason. Firstly, it's an excellent show. It was an excellent show. It still is. Even though it's not here right now, it's still in our hearts. Excellent show. Music, stunning. A little bit folky, a little bit different. There is like more upbeat songs. There are songs that will make you cry. I can't drive listening to the song Time. It's a no-go. If it comes up on my like shuffle, it has to be skipped, because within like halfway through that show I am in tears, and that is not safe driving, my friends. But yeah, it's an absolute top-notch cast recording, a great score, a great musical. It's obviously going to be on my list. There we go. Number 2 is Rent. Now, I feel like I don't talk about Rent as much on this channel, but it is a constant in my life. Rent was actually introduced to me whilst I was at university by a friend. I had a bit of a tough first year for various reasons, and I kind of spent a lot of time in a different area to my halls, in a friend's room, and like, just look after me because I can't be where I am. And yeah, they introduced me to Rent, and it's been a constant in my life ever since, and I'm eternally grateful. currently my phone likes to keep projecting the song Final B from the film version, and the amount of times I can be walking down the road or listening in the car, and towards the end of Final B, where it just gets like, yes, it's just so euphoric and beautiful. And again, like Benjamin Button, there is a range. There is the happy songs, there is the sad songs, there is the yes we can do it songs. It's just a great cast recording and a great soundtrack. If you listen to the film version, it's just top notch. It's a great musical. If you've never seen it, check it out. The third one is just outshot, unsurprisingly again, Amelie. I was introduced to Amelie in lockdown. I took part in a multitude of internet quizzes, Zoom quizzes with a group of people I had never met. I still talk to a few of them now on a daily basis, and they've become some of my really close friends, one of which is the main pivotal reason how I got into Amelie, because when he was in charge of the quizzes, which was quite often, Amelie always snuck in some way, shape or form. Then theatres began to start opening, Amelie was still in the Criterion, and I became mildly obsessed a little bit too late, because I only had the chance to see it 3 times in the end. And I'd gone a lot more if I'd known about that show earlier on. But again, the music is beautiful, and the fact that the cast recording has that London cast from the Criterion, who I have kind of kept an eye on since, which is half the reason that I'm obsessed with that show. Yeah, it's gonna be one that I keep around and listen to for a long time. 4 on the list is one that, again, I don't think I talk about enough, and it's one that I remembered about the other day and have been listening to all week, and that is Half a Sixpence. That show was so fun. Half a Sixpence was one of the first shows that I saw multiple times. I have always loved theatre, but I very much, growing up, if I went with my mum, we'd watch it once, I'd go, oh my god, that was amazing, and love it, but never return. And then I started taking myself to London and seeing shows, and the repeat watching began pretty much with Half a Sixpence. I caught it 3 or 4 times during its run at the Noel Coward Theatre. Every time I step into the Noel Coward since, it still kind of feels a little bit homey to me because of that, and the show itself was full of fantastic, relatively unknown people, some who have gone on to amazing things like Charlie Stemp, and also many that I have kind of kept an eye on and kept up to date with what they're doing and where they are, like Callum Train and Bethany Huckle, just to name a few. Very much when I love a show, I will keep an eye and keep seeing what the cast go into afterwards, and kind of go and, if I can, check them out and cheer them on, because it's nice to see people in different shows in their futures. 5 on the list is The Last 5 Years. I didn't plan to do that, but hey ho, it happened. If you've ever seen any of my videos, especially last year when I went to the Barn Theatre to see a production of this show, I love it so much. It's a 2-handed show, goes straight through, no interval, like 90 minutes long, and each musical number in that show is just a work of art. Written by Jason Robert Brown, one of my favourite people in the whole world. like composer wise anyway. It's just such a gem of a musical that I feel sometimes is kind of overlooked, and if I get my way I try and big it up as much as I can. It's just beautiful, and it's one of those shows that you can belt out and have a great time doing so. Sixth on the list we have Two Strangers, Carry a Cake Across New York. I saw that show once at the Criterion. How ironic that so many of my shows end up at the Criterion. It's just a great space. I do need to go back to that theatre at some point soon to try and catch Titanic again. Moving away from the Criterion, back to Two Strangers. Again, phenomenal musical. It's so fun. The fact that I don't think Rick the Dick Machine is actually his name has become so much of my life. It's just my favourite thing in the world. And yeah, it's just so fun and I love it. And it's one of those musicals that's like a warm hug in a show. It's just the best. So I'd obviously have to keep that around. Next up is That Little Badger of the Show there, Come From Away. Oh, the moment the drums start at the start of Act 1, I am invested. It is amazing. The music in it is stunning. Like I said, that drum beat hits, I'm in. From then on until Screech Out at the end, when all the actors have left the stage and you've just got that euphoric, like, ugh, we can do it kind of music. It's so amazing. And yeah, I love Come From Away so much. Number 8 is a rogue one, and I shall tell you for why. Number 8, if I had to only listen to 10 cast recordings forever, is Choir of Man. Now this is an interesting one because if you don't know, Choir of Man is very much, I hate using this word for this show, but it's kind of a jukebox-esque musical. There is no original music in the show of Choir of Man. It is all like pop and little like light rock songs sung with monologues in between each song. And saying that, also the cast recording has different songs on it to what is in the show now as is. The cast recording I think was put out quite early into the life of Choir of Man. So if I just go the cast recording, which was released in 2018 no less, there are songs in this cast recording that aren't in the show anymore. I think, yes, Waterloo Sunset is excuse you're the voice. Waterloo Sunset, to my memory / knowledge, I am hoping to see it on the tour this year, hasn't been in the show for a while. You're the Voice, which just came blurting out, is again one of those euphoric songs that is just really fun. And although it's a musical and you're sitting in a show and watching it, when it was at the Arts Theatre it felt very like together, and how like if you were in a pub and there was a band playing and you could sing along, you could record little clips, completely different to any other theatre experience that you will ever experience. And I am quite interested to see if when it starts to tour, whether they'll still have that kind of aspect going on, or if it becomes less like that and more like an actual show. I'm very intrigued. I did see it at a venue in Coventry before I saw it in the West End, and it still had that element, but I was kind of less knowledgeable on it, so I didn't really record and didn't do much like that. So it will be interesting to see how it tours and what the audiences do, and whether you will be able to still like take pictures and record clips and do all that stuff, because it is kind of alien in a space in a theatre. But saying that, the cast recording still does bang. The end. Next up we have got another one that is sitting on my wall. I'm trying to look at it through my camera lens. I think it's that one. I was right. Just here. Waitress. The music of Sarah Bareilles. Need I say more? It is kind of not folky. It's not on the level of, say, Benjamin Button. However, it's got a little folky twang in there every so often. Take It From An Old Man, again, will make me cry. But it has like the warm hug element again. Can you tell I love a warm hug? I like any hug. Nobody wants to hug me. Moving on. Yeah, it is just beautiful, and there's definitely a song in there for any moment, and it's beautifully sung. And finally, my number 10, Kinky Boots. Unsurprisingly, I've been a fan of Kinky Boots for years. Alongside Half a Sixpence, Kinky Boots was one of the shows that I very much repeat watched from one of the first times I saw it, where I sat in the Adelphi in dress circle level next to 4 slightly older generationed people who didn't know what they were getting themselves in for. It was quite amusing. I don't think they knew anything. It was so fun. Kinky Boots has a place in my heart for various reasons. I was very lucky to go and see it one year when Pride was on, and I have never experienced an experience in a theatre like that since. It was just so like nothing else I've ever experienced. It was just so beautiful. It's my favourite theatre moment ever, is being in an audience of Kinky Boots during London Pride weekend, because it just felt so like euphoric and amazing and all the great superlatives. It was just an experience like no other that I don't feel I will ever experience again, which is kind of gutted. But yes, that is my 10. The shows and cast recordings I love like no other. If you ever want to know my kind of taste in music and my favourite shows, I do try and collect art and such behind. So if you ever have a minute and you're like, what is she talking about? Or I can't look at her face anymore, look in my background. It's such fun, so to speak. Even try and guess which theatres these are, or what that is, or because there's more going down here, my friends, but you just never see it. Anyway, that is enough. I'm going to put this pink pen down because it's a bit crazy. I hope you had a lovely Valentine's Day, or as I called it, February the 14th. It happens. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Why not tell me the cast recordings and the shows you could not be without? I dare you. But other than that, I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you come back for more theatre-based fun and frolics soon. The next videos that I will be putting out will be a novice guide and a review for a show that I've recently seen. exciting times. I love doing those videos, so that will be up next week. But there we go, I'm going to end this video here saying thank you very much for watching, and I hope you come back next time. All that's left to say is the usual, which is so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen and goodbye. Bye everyone.